Bay Buccaneers, inviting you to join me and Jason Alessi for the home team every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. here on the Tan Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live, the home team with Paul Porter. Special guests, prizes, and your phone calls about the Bucks, Lightning, Rays, USF, Sun, FSU, Florida, and more. Talk to you this Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Tune in Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. for Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. That's 2 hours of great gospel music every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. All brought to you by the Ozona Pig Restaurant in Ozona. Yes, that's every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. It's Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. Tune in on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's now time for Connecting Caregivers with author, speaker, caregiver advocate, and talk show host Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for caregivers.
Caregivers around the world today, it's time to lift you up. It's time to celebrate. Good afternoon and welcome to Connecting Caregivers with me, Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers with love, laughter, and lessons learned. On this show where you can find help and hope. How you doing today, Mr. Ed?
Good afternoon.
It's
you know,
good.
I know we spoke a little bit. Where are we going to dress up next week for Halloween? Because the show actually falls on Halloween.
I know.
I'm coming as a nudist.
But even that, well, great segue. You're going to be a little chilly. Get this. The high next Friday, 68.
No way.
Ooh.
I'm moving south.
I don't know. I think Josie might come to the show next week.
At least she can wear a hat.
We will have to see.
But overnight low is like 62, something like that. So
You know, I could live with that for a week or so.
ah.
You'll be happy, Ed.
You know, all the land in Florida just went, oh.
Maybe it'll kill some of the pollen that's killing me.
And with me is my best friend, my co-host, and my sidekick, not psychic, Lynn Thornley.
Good afternoon.
Hi, baby.
Good. I heard a new thing today.
What?
The new thing out. You know how they always come out like at the fairs with fried
A hot dog
pickles
thing
or whatever?
Yeah.
Butter dipped ice cream.
Butter dipped?
You take the ice cream cone and you dip it in hot butter.
But then it like drools down your face
No, it's
and your
kind of,
neck.
it freezes on the ice cream.
Mhm.
So it's like, you know how when you were a kid, you went in the fridge and you ate a stick of butter? Sort of like that.
No, Lynn, I don't know about that. I never did that.
Oh, no?
Did you do that?
Yes.
Oh!
My mother said, don't touch any of the food. Okay, have some butter
Well, you know, my
and
sister,
sugar cubes.
my sister Stephanie always says all the time, you know, when you get sliced cold cuts,
Yes.
right? You can only have it on a sandwich. And she just wanted to like pick some up and eat it when she was a kid. And she's like, oh, that was so hard for me. But I remember when I was like maybe like 13, I'd be having a hard time. I go to 7-Eleven and I get like a half a pound of ham and walk around and eat it.
Yeah. But I'm going to try that butter dipped ice cream.
Are you really?
Sure. Jenna
I don't know if I
it.
need butter with ice cream. It's like a little
Well,
much for me.
what is ice cream? You know, if you're lactose intolerant, it's not the thing for you. But otherwise, it's worth a shot.
You know what? I'll try anything.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
All right.
I'll try it. All right. So today we have a special guest coming on, my friend Chad Harper. And I met Chad probably about 15 years ago. I wrote an article about kindness. And I posted it on this website, and it got like a few hits or whatever. And then a couple of months later, they moved it on the site, and it got like a whole ton of hits in one day. And Chad sent me an email and said, your story has inspired my students to write a song. Can you give me your email, and I'll send you the song? Heck, yes. And the next day, I get this song, Random Acts of Kindness. It was like so cool. So Chad is the head of Hip Hop Saves Lives. And he happened to be in Brooklyn and my dad was in Manhattan. So the next time I went to New York, we hooked up. And then he wrote a song for Caregivers. And that's the song that starts our show every single day. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Linda.
So happy to hear your voice.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was just telling him a little bit about our backstory. And I was just in New York the other day and it was like, oh, I wish Chad was here.
Where are you, Chad? This is Lynn.
I'm in Malaga, Spain.
What?
Yeah.
Well, don't feel sorry for you then.
So
Yeah.
Chad is a world traveler and he's really into his mission about music and helping children and teaching children and all this. And he travels all over the world. And what's going on now, though, my friend?
What's going on now? I just finished an album this summer called Everyday Heroes Live, where as when I met you, I celebrate everyday heroes through hip hop music. So I found 13 different everyday heroes across the world, wrote and produced songs for them, submitted it to the Grammys back at the end of August.
Oh my God.
For Best Children's Album. And about 3 weeks ago, I got an email from the Grammys saying, we accept your album as a official selection for the Grammys 2026 this February.
Woohoo.
Wow.
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 That's impressive.
How exciting
So
is that for
very
you?
I'm like just bouncing off the walls. So I'm learning the whole process of how to market your album and get voting, Grammy members to vote so I can win the Grammy.
So tell us more about the song.
Well, it's an entire album. It's 13 different songs.
All right, so tell me some stuff.
Or sing it.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of my favorite songs on the album, so because I live in Spain, that's like my home base. I wanted to find an everyday hero that was here in Spain. So Tenerife is an island off the coast of Spain. And it's, Spain, especially southern Spain, has massive tourism. And there's been some protests here on mainland Spain about the over-tourism. But in Tenerife, they were building a new marine port. And this engineer who was hired to help build this road that goes around the island to connect the port to the island, he didn't know that the road that he was being hired to build was going to connect to a new port.
Oh my goodness.
And as soon as he found out, he was like, wait, there's no more room on this island for another port. If they build another port for these giant cruise ships to come, it's going to destroy, I think he said, 170,000 acres of marine life that is supposed to be under protection. But I guess the government of Tenerife was going to lift that protection to build this port. So as soon as he found out that the road that he was managing, the construction of was going to be to that port, he immediately quit his job and started what they called in the article a very sophisticated campaign to stop the port. And what he did was he got marine biologists, he got scientists, he got school teachers, he got politicians, he got people from all different sectors to come together and pool their expertise to do this massive presentation to the government.
What one person can do to pull so many people together.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
And in the end, I forget how long it took. It was over a year, I think, but the government eventually agreed and signed the letter. He also got 420,000 signatures from just residents to say, we don't want it. So the government eventually agreed. And they said, okay, if we're not going to put a port in this area, there was a lot of people that were depending on jobs and stuff like that. And he was like, let's build, I think they're working on building an underwater school so people can come and look and see what was saved by stopping the port.
I want to go there.
That's what they're working on now. Yeah, me too.
I want to come to Spain and hang out with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about this. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, because he's here in Spain, I was able to get in contact with him send the song directly to him and have phone conversations. And now he's like inviting me to come, and he wants to show me, you know, the 170,000 acres of marine life. And he's like a homie of mine now. So it's just a wonderful story.
You know what, Chad? I always say be open to the possibilities. Right? Just be open to the possibilities. You know, we're all the same schmoes. We want to be loved. We want our health. We want a roof over our head. We may have different interests or hobbies, but otherwise we're exactly the same. And when you realize that, you make so many new friends.
And maybe he can teach you how to have a good campaign to win the Grammy.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Hey, that's true. I should look at what he put together, because that was amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's talk more about the Grammy. Let's talk about the album. Give us some more stuff.
Okay. Another favorite song. Let me think. Okay, so there is a story. As you know, I spent a lot of time in Africa.
Yeah.
And there is a story from Zimbabwe where in very rural areas, women have it really, really hard. There's not a lot of work for them. They don't have really true opportunities for income. So this woman started a business that was bringing 3-wheel tricycles that you drive that have it's like a mini pickup truck.
Okay.
You know, like imagine a pickup truck, but like 1/3 the size.
Okay.
And they're 100% solar powered. So she's bringing these mini pickup trucks to rural areas of Zimbabwe, and she's only releasing them to women.
Yay.
So exactly. So women farmers are like coming together, forming a crew and renting it so they can get their produce to the big city to sell instead of just selling it by the countryside. And they were complaining like because they heat, half of their crops rot, or if they try to get to the big city, by the time they get there, a lot of it is smashed, you know, from packing it into vans or whatever. So this has solved a huge problem for the women farmers. Also women who are in labor, instead of going to the local village hospitals, they have, you know, these electric tricycles. They take them to bigger hospitals that are near the city. And it's just opening up all of these doors. And I watch videos about these women, and they're saying, like, the respect that I get from my husband now, because I have an income and I can contribute to the family. I can pay school fees now. They were just like, our whole life. Like one woman said that for the first time in her life, she feels like she's entered the modern world.
Well, you know what?
She's an entrepreneur.
Who doesn't want to be empowered? Who doesn't want to be empowered?
Yeah, but I'm surprised that the husband likes it.
That's true.
Hey, you never know, right?
Right, he could have not enough self-esteem to.
Or maybe he could just be a little progressive and go, "That's okay."
Well, he did, so that's wonderful. But most men were like.
So, Chad, tell me about the different songs on the album.
Yes, there's another song. Okay, there's another song about a friend of mine. She created an organization called MMUN, Montessori Model United Nations, where she created this curriculum that gives children, for example, if kids in Florida joined this curriculum, they would become part of this United Nations panel, but they couldn't represent the United States. They would have to pick a random country. Say they picked, I don't know, Brazil. They would have to research all of the natural resources in Brazil, research the history of Brazil. What does Brazil have to offer the world? And then what are the needs of Brazil? So then they come into this whole United Nations assembly, and they have a list of countries that they want to do business with to offer their products, but also figure out what we need from these countries. And it kind of creates this whole environment of negotiating with other countries
and working together.
Exactly, working together. But the perspective that you can't represent the country you're from.
Right.
She was like, the amount of empathy it builds in these 9, 10, 11-year-olds to say, okay, I'm from the United States, but I'm representing Brazil. They have to do a year of research. I think it's 2 or 3 after-school like evenings a week, where they do extensive research to actually like truly know everything about Brazil and all of its natural resources.
I love it.
Everything, who they knew to, and like it's just such an amazing organization. And they have 2 conferences every year in New York and 1 in Rome, and they're launching 1 in Bangkok. And they're just bringing kids, like 1,000 kids, come from all over the world, but representing different countries, and they work on their negotiation and bargaining skills to create win-wins for their country that they're representing and the countries they need. So to have that experience at 9, 10, and 11,
oh my goodness,
it's just
Well, I want my grandchildren to learn everything I learned after 50.
Exactly.
I started getting really smart in my head. My body's starting to fall apart, but really because, and you know me, Chad, but it's all like what we teach and what we present and the opportunities we bring. And like I said, we know we're all the same. We're all the same.
Right.
And we're all the same.
And I really think, that's what these kids really get from this program, is that we're all the same and we all need each other.
Yeah.
Even if you're in the United States, you still need other countries.
Takes a village.
France. Right, exactly. So these are those skills that these kids are learning.
Yeah, and Chad, you see caregivers every day. Every day you see caregivers in a different kind of form of maybe the caregivers that I see, but you see caregivers every day.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we need to celebrate those people. And it's kind of nice, like in other countries, I think they honor their elders a little better than we do here in the United States.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we need to spread that.
Indeed.
Quickly, please.
Yeah, quickly, because Lynn and I are aging.
Right. How do we make that go viral is the question.
Exactly.
So, Chad, have you heard about Jokester Josie Jones?
Yeah. Yes. I've been on your, I think you have a few pages, Facebook.
Everywhere they'll take me, I'm there. Because you know what? We need to laugh. I did a survey with my 3,000 caregivers, and I said, what do you want from me? Like, what do you want from me? I've been doing this 18 years. What do you want from me? And they were like, we're tired of caregiver guilt and caregiver burnout and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and dementia. Can you just make us laugh? I said, oh, yes, I can. So we'll see what's going to happen with it. But it's been fun because, you know what? We all need a laugh.
Absolutely.
Yeah, whether you're a caregiver, whoever you are, we all need a laugh. Life can be tough.
Life can be tough. But if you're strong, right?
And if you make good choices.
Right. But there was something in the book that you wrote. Was it a quote from your mom or someone?
Yeah.
I remember reading your book, and there was a quote about something about being resilient in life that one of your family members told you.
Well, you know what? We all have choices, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all have choices. And sometimes choices are hard, but we all have choices every day, and we all have change every day, and change can be hard. So it all depends on how, I wake up every morning. I go out and walk my dog. I say my prayers on the dock, and I take a picture every morning and say, good morning, Seminole.
I love those pictures.
For 14 years, and I post it on Facebook. Well, now I also send it to the news station. And Bay News 9 puts my photo up there a bunch of times every week. It's kind of cool. Often. Well, you know what? The other day, this FedEx guy comes to my house to make a delivery, and he goes, "Do I know you?" Oh. I go, "I don't know. I don't know. I'm out there." And all of a sudden, he goes to me, "Are you Linda from Lake Seminole?" I said, "Yeah."
Wow.
But I have to tell you, a couple of years ago, a young girlfriend of mine had a heart attack, and I was like, what can I do for you? And she's like, can you text me the Good Morning Seminole picture every morning with a Bible verse? So every morning I have 44 people that I separately
Oh, bye.
text the photo, and because it's like my nieces and my nephews and my sisters and Lynn. Some of us just have to make sure one of us are awake.
Or at least upright.
Yeah, or at least upright. So you know what?
Wow.
We can all make a difference, and you make a difference, my friend. And I'm so blessed the day that I met you, and I'm gonna come to Spain and see you. I promise.
Please do. Please do.
I will.
Well, will you come to the New
You're
York?
traveling every month.
Yeah, that's the
Huh?
deal.
Are you going to come to the New York conference?
Oh, am I? What conference is this?
The one where you're going to have the where all the people get together.
Oh, the one I was talking about.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. That's in February and March. I came to the last two, but I don't know if I'm going to do it this year because I was working with this organization the last 2 years, but they said that because they're starting the new conference in Bangkok, they might need the funds from my department to help market that. So I'm not sure if they're going to bring me this year, for 2026. I'm not sure yet. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being with me today, my friend. I love you so much. Where can our listeners find you?
Yes, please. Hip Hop Stays Live on Instagram.
Okie dokie.
Follow the Grammy run.
All right. I'll talk to you soon, my friend. I love you.
Love you, Linda. And whoever's your other friend, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
Have a delicious day. And now
You
it's time.
too.
And now it's
Bye-bye.
time to hear from our wonderful sponsors because you know the deal. If you don't hear from them, you don't hear from me. So don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers Radio.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
Are you getting older, or are you taking care of somebody who is? You know, getting older creates new problems you probably never imagined. One of the big ones is, how do you pay for care? Care in your home, care in an assisted living facility, or care in a nursing home. Did you know that nursing home care in our community can cost up to $12,000 per month? For the last 33 years, our office has helped families access benefits, including Medicaid, VA, and PACE, to help pay for the cost of long-term care. Regardless of what your assets are or what your income is, you can qualify for these benefits. Proper planning and guidance are absolutely necessary to avoid being wiped out. Let us help. If you are in care or heading in that direction, we can help solve that problem. Take action now to obtain benefits to pay for the cost of care. Here are the 4 things that you need to do. 1, get a new power of attorney. Your old one probably isn't good enough. Get a healthcare surrogate and a living will. 3, get an estate plan that will not disqualify you from benefits. And 4, get a plan to qualify for Medicaid, PACE, or VA benefits to pay for the long-term care costs. Call us today for a free consultation, 727-539-0181, or go to flmedicaid.com and download our free book on Medicaid and planning for long-term care. I'm Sean Scott. I'm here to help.
Guaranteed to make you laugh through your tears, Linda Burhan's book, Good Night and God Bless, is filled with humor and heartfelt inspiration to aid anyone facing the challenge of caring for a loved one at the end of life. Her story offers hope for human strength and understanding of weaknesses during a difficult time. Life doesn't normally prepare us to become a loved one's caregiver. When it happens, it's usually sudden. A diagnosis of an illness, age-related frailty, dementia, and life suddenly is anything but normal. And because we don't even know what we don't know, where do we turn to for help or guidance? In Connecting Caregivers, Answers to the Questions You Didn't Know You Needed to Ask, Linda offers information, education, and inspiration from her own experience and from experts whose advice, practical tools, and personal stories will empower and guide you. Make sure to add these inspiring books to your collection today. Available on Amazon.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
And we're back. It was so exciting to speak to my friend Chad. But now I have my friends Dana and Aeriel Callahan. I'm so glad that you ladies are here today.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Yeah, well, you know, our paths cross intermittently through Facebook or wherever. Or, you know,
for several years now.
Well, a bunch of times I try to go meet Aeriel at the RJ networking meetings, but whenever I went, then she wasn't there that day.
Really?
Well, that's very
Wow.
unusual.
That's weird because I lead the meetings.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks. So, but anyway, so let's talk about what you ladies do, and let's talk a little bit about your background, because I can read your biography or whatever. But I will say that one of the things that I like about Aeriel the next is her photos and photography, and I think that's where we first connected.
I believe it was.
Yeah.
I believe it was. She started taking, well, with digital camera back when she was what,
I must have
probably
been like
four
or
or something
five.
like that, when digital
Yeah.
cameras were, first new. And I would take the picture and then she would go in and crop it. And I'm like, wow, that looks a lot better than what I did.
Well, some people have the eye.
Yeah. And then she's just been doing it ever since. And I'll let her tell the rest of the story.
I still love it. It's still one of my favorite things, but now doing insurance full time. So I still do photography sometimes on the side.
Well, that's why I
And she
take that
wins
photo
awards.
every morning.
Yeah. She wins
Yeah.
awards for it too.
Yeah. Well, we were both in a contest or something at one
That's
time.
where it
It's the
was.
Seminole.
It was
Yeah,
a
I think
Seminole
that's when we
photo
first met.
contest. Yes.
And did you ever go to the museum there, the historical?
I did.
Because our photos
Yeah.
are in there.
I didn't know they're still in there right now.
Yeah. So I took my grandson there a while ago. There was a speaker there, and it was about like pirates of Seminole. I thought with the historical society, I thought that would be
Wow.
really interesting. And so I took him, and we're sitting there, and all the time, I'm like, because you know your picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, Grandma, what?
You're famous.
Yeah. But you know what? When you start looking at that, you see beauty everywhere.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's
you know,
why I
I'll
like
be in a
it.
parking
Yeah.
lot and it's all concrete and one little yellow flower is coming up there.
Mhm.
Yes.
And you
yes.
see that.
Yeah.
All right. So we're not here to just talk about photography. So tell us what you guys do and how you work together, because you're our mother and daughter.
Yes, we are. So I am Dana Callahan with Domino Effect Financial. We started out as Domino Effect Health,
Okay.
and then I added some financial services like life insurance, debt elimination, those type of things. So I changed my name in 2020 to Domino Effect Financial.
Mhm.
I was the only one doing it. And then last year, my daughter Aeriel said, I think I'm going to give it a try. So she got her license, and October, I think, was your 1 year anniversary.
It's coming up in November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, your actual license,
Well, the actual
though, I think
license
it was October.
date, it
It's
was
your
September.
anniversary.
Yeah,
It was September.
September.
Yeah.
So September.
Yeah.
And with that, because of her actions, we are now a family-owned business.
It's very cool.
And I have been growing my team of agents since October of last year. And we've got about 28 agents active under us, a
It's
couple
so
of other
needed.
agencies. Yeah.
I want somebody I can talk to.
Yes.
That
I
is our
want
philosophy.
somebody I can talk to.
That's our goal, education.
Yeah.
We really
Yeah.
want them to leave with more information than they came in with.
Well, I want to talk to my agent, and she's going to say to me, well, this policy was good for you last year, Linda,
Yep.
but with wherever you're at now,
Mhm.
maybe this other policy is better for you.
Yes.
And because I don't know that, I don't have a clue.
Right.
I see all those commercials on TV and whatever, and it's
Oh, yeah.
time to like think, but you need an agent.
Yes.
You definitely need an agent.
I think we need agents in everything. I used to have
Yes.
your insurance agent, you used to have your travel agent.
Yeah.
Those have
Right.
gone away.
And we go
But we
to
need you guys.
so many trainings, certifications that we have to hold, and yet the public is told, go to, and I won't name the
Blah, blah, blah.
websites, right, and do it yourself. And I'm like, oh, that's going to cost them That's going to cost them. My background is elementary education.
Oh,
So, and my dad was financial planner insurance, and I was, closing my ears. I don't want to hear it, Dad. I don't want to hear it. Nope, I don't care. I don't want to know. Well, why don't, and I didn't want to address it. I didn't want to learn it. The less I knew, the better. It
wasn't your time.
And then when I was over 50 years old, single parent, no job, they were the only ones, and I use the term loosely, hiring your commission. So, but God told me, do it. I tried to do it part-time, and he said, no, jump in both feet, trust me.
He's the boss.
And did I have scary times? I did, especially as a single mom, but I got through them. And that was 11 years ago.
And what did your daughter see in that? She saw a strong mom.
Yes, very much. Yes. I used to be sick this is my second year now in the world, kind of out and healthy. So yeah, when I was sick, it did fall on Dana a bit, and
she has a different eye for when I was new in the insurance world and what she saw.
Because you were new.
I was
when
new.
I first
You
got
don't make
sick.
money when you're new.
Yeah,
you don't make money when you're new.
No.
And so she saw that, and she also knew that I put a lot of time and effort where there is no pay. You don't get paid unless you make a sale. But
exactly.
I educate and I educate and I educate. And she would like, why did you just spend an hour and a half talking to that person? Did you get paid? I'm like, no, I did not.
I understand it now. Now that I'm in the industry, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. So she
totally
has a
different perspective.
My granddaughter
totally
is
different
23 and she's now the major networker. I'm like, yes, girl.
Oh my goodness. She has taken over. I used to do the networking, and in the last 2 years, 2024, I did no networking. I completely stopped because I had some health things going on. And then 2025 came around and I just couldn't get back into it. She came on board and I'm like, here, you be the face. You be the face. And she is just doing amazingly.
Because you know what? I like to say I love this Tampa Bay area.
Mm-hmm.
So me personally, in the healthcare industry, everyone works together. I tell my listeners on the show all the time, if you have a question, email me, text me, or whatever. If I don't have the answer, I know someone who does.
Exactly. And that's the point of networking.
And we work together, whether it's healthcare, whether it's insurance. And I tell my grandkids all the time, I'm like, take an insurance policy out on me. None of us are getting out alive. This is God's waiting room. They're like, we don't want to hear that. But really?
Yeah. Now, that is a tough conversation for a lot of people. For me, and I think even for my children, it is not, because my father,
he was so open about it.
Financial planning, that was his thing. And we would sit at the dinner table and we would talk about death, dying. And
nobody does that though.
But it was never scary.
No, because you talked about it.
Because it wasn't.
It's inevitable.
It wasn't about to happen. I mean, it could have,
None
but
of
it
us are
wasn't.
getting out alive.
And so we knew where all the important paperwork was.
Yep.
Because what if both parents were in the car at the same time? You can't. And so my father made it a very simple conversation. And then we joke about it. Hey, Mom, can I have the silver whatever? Mom, can. And so literally the 4 siblings, we all knew well in advance. And both my father has now passed away, but my mother is still alive. We all knew who had what favorites.
Yep.
And it was not
and you need to do that when you're alive too. You know,
exactly.
It's like my granddaughter was on my house a couple of weeks ago. I have these Swarovski crystal animals, so cute, like in this. And she said to me, Grandma, I was over there the other day and I really looked at them. And I remember when I was a little girl and I used to watch them sparkle and look so beautiful. She goes, when you die, can I have them? I said, no, you can have them right now.
Do you know?
You know what? I wrapped them up. I gave her the cabinet. I said, take it home, because I want to go over her house and see that she's enjoying
it. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. My mother has done that. My mother has been doing that here. The things that we grew up as children.
Yeah.
It's not the monetary. It's the memories. It's the emotions that are attached to it.
Well, I was just telling Lynn, I just visited my stepmother in New York City, and she had 3 bags. Huge, like gallon Ziploc bags filled with stirrers from restaurants, from drinks, or my dad used to go to. No, Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
But she can't get rid of it yet, and that's okay.
I don't know. Some of those may be collector's
Right,
items
I
if the
don't know.
restaurants there aren't there anymore.
Well, she's finding some things. She's like, I didn't think this vase was worth nothing. She went on eBay and it's like, oh, it's worth $200.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
whatever.
we've got a container, a 10, one of those round 10s,
Yeah.
filled with match. What are those called? Not boxes. The little
pack of matches.
pack of matches
book
from
matches.
all
Book
sorts.
matches.
A book of matches. That's it. From all over the place
Right.
because
And
my dad
everybody's
traveled for
wedding,
business.
too.
Yeah.
That's when they used to give you matches at a wedding.
Oh yes,
They did?
I do remember that.
Everybody smoked
smoked
that.
back then.
Oh.
Everybody smoked that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people that gave you matches in a little ashtray for a little.
Well, as a kid, what did we make our parents as a gift? Ashtrays.
Yeah. But anyway, okay. Let's get back on topic.
Yes.
How can you guys help our listeners?
Absolutely.
What do they need to hear?
So my specialty is insurance. I specialize for the individual who doesn't have group insurance.
Right.
They are having to buy it themselves. That's a painful conversation.
Well, they call that catastrophic insurance. Is that what
Well,
they call
yes,
it?
but I
that's
mean,
when
even the regular stuff has high deductibles, meaning the amount you're responsible
Yeah.
for before the insurance starts paying. But the ACA marketplace, previously known as Obamacare, big changes are coming in 2026. A lot of people are terrified. They haven't released the numbers yet, but I was playing with the numbers to predict some of the increases. Some of them, a $12 increase.
Yeah, we can deal with that.
So it's returning to the original Obamacare guidelines. So it's not that they're taking anything away. They are the expiration of the COVID expansion
Yeah.
because people weren't working.
Yep.
And they voted it will end on December 31st, 2025. Well, we are here and they've looked at the economy. Businesses are back and more businesses are actually offering group
Yep.
insurance now.
Thank you,
So
God.
more people are being protected. So they have returned back to the original Obamacare guidelines that everybody was happy with.
How do you feel about that?
Is it going to be painful for some people? Very much. The people, they go by what's called the federal poverty level. And people, are like, what's that? I do have those numbers posted on my website and such so that people know. But
Yeah, we'll give that.
400% of the federal poverty level. Those are the people that are going to lose their subsidies. Those are the ones that are going to have the conversation. But there are more private carriers now available to individuals.
Those people need to know about that.
Yes.
And
That there is a choice.
there is now a
Yes.
Because they think,
choice.
I think what happens is something changes and all of a sudden you're like,
Yeah.
like
They get
I
frozen.
have nothing
Yeah.
now and I'm not
Yeah.
going to do anything.
Yeah. And it's not open to everybody. You do have to be generally healthy to qualify
But you could
for.
find some other plan that might.
Well, if you have health conditions that are not granted on a private carrier, you do need to stay on an ACA marketplace, even if
Yeah.
you don't get the subsidies.
Yeah.
If you have a medication that is not covered on private, but it is covered, even if it's the expensive plan on an ACA marketplace, if it's a $3,000 per month prescription,
It's crazy.
you're still going to save going over
So
to
when
that
you know,
ACA.
if somebody
So
calls you and says, I'm on this prescription or whatever, you
I
can
look it up.
Because me, I have no idea about
Yeah.
anything about prescriptions. People go, oh, my loved one is on blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Agents who are doing what they are supposed to
Need
do.
to have that education.
They need to understand
Or if I have
how you
diabetes,
usually
or-
use your insurance. Do you ever go or not go? Because how often are we using
Yeah.
it? We need to know what your medications are, the dosage of it, milligrams, whatever,
Mhm.
and the method of
Like if
well,
it's
the
a
method-
pill or a
pill,
capsule.
capsule,
Right.
We have to ask those
injection.
questions. Yeah.
because we go and look them up.
We have a very thorough intake. I
Okay.
feel like maybe
So
more
explain
thorough.
that to me.
So our intake form, it sometimes takes 10 to 20 minutes. If somebody has a lot of medications, it might take
Mhm.
longer. But we ask them questions like, how do you want to use your plan? Are you like, what doctors are you going to go to
Right.
see? Do you have a favorite?
'Cause I want my doctor.
Exactly. Yeah. They want, so when we do our search, we're looking for much more than just only affordability. We're looking for, is their doctor a network? Are their prescriptions covered? And how much is their deductible? There's a lot of moving parts.
Right. And then depending on their diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Because if I'm somebody that has diabetes, or I'm somebody
even
that has
imaging.
Parkinson's,
Yeah.
or imaging
And
even.
we always try to find a plan that covers blood work with a copay, because that can be expensive. You never know when something might happen.
It's so needed.
It is. Yes. Yes.
Because if you're sick, what's the first thing the doctor says?
They say, let's get blood work
Let's
done.
go do a
and
blood
sometimes
panel.
blood work can cost over thousands of dollars.
Really?
So yeah, it really can.
$1,000 to $2,000.
That's why we always
easily.
look for plans that have a copay for blood work. That's
That's
one of the
crazy.
first things that we look for, so that we know it's
I
a
know
good
I go
plan.
to my doctor twice a year. She does the blood work right in her office. I don't pay nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if I had to pay $1,000,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be doing it for you.
And it feels so good though, because I've
that's why
had
she's my best friend.
I've had some clients this year that ended up in the hospital, and they sent me images, and I'm like, ooh, but I'm so glad that I had them on a plan that covers really good.
Yeah, they were
to
well
know
protected.
to know that they're not going to be in more medical debt feels really good.
Well, and I think, there are, I don't know how to put this. Some people make more money than other people.
Yeah.
So there may be some people that really can't afford
Mhm.
to pay anything for medical insurance, but they may be available more options than they even know.
Exactly.
There may be more
there are
benefits
so
than they
many
even
things out
know.
there.
It's like, OTC, or, there's
Yeah.
benefits for Publix, right? Isn't there?
Yeah, Publix offers free several free
Yeah, like-
medications. I've been doing a lot of research on helping the person who's going to have to either get a plan that has high out-of-pocket exposure because they can only afford something for, a certain thing for their premium. So I've been doing a lot of research. And the thing that I have always been telling my people when I talk, because there are people, especially in Florida, we don't have what's called extended Medicaid. It's not available for adults. There's special places that adults can get Medicaid, but in general, if you are not getting the minimum income that qualifies you for that first earned tax credit, which is your earned income tax credit, you don't qualify for subsidies. And I have plenty of people that fit into that category. And they're like, what do you mean I don't get subsidies? I'm poor. And I'm like, I know, but Medicaid is not available to a healthy adult in the state of Florida. So here's what you do. You make use of your county health or county health. I can't even get the words right here. Getting nervous here.
Right.
County health department.
Right.
And you don't need to be afraid of them because, and
They're there to help you.
I will share my personal experience. Back when I was young, before I had kids, I was a waitress. I couldn't afford anything. You don't get insurance. I went through the county health system.
Yep.
I was treated wonderfully. The places are clean. It was nice. I had to
custody
wait
of my
a long
grandchildren
time.
at a really bad time. I had nothing. I went to that same office.
Yeah. And I was treated well. And then when I was pregnant, we fit the category for, we had an income, but we fit the
So
category
we
of
just
qualifying
need
for
to find the
things.
help
Yes.
for the people that we can find.
211. Call 211. It doesn't matter where you
Yeah.
live. It's just like 911, 411 for information, 911 for help. 211 is county or organizational assistance for things that you don't even realize is out there.
Oh, might be available. Same
Yeah.
thing as area agency on aging. The same, there's a lot of.
And if they don't know, they know somebody else who might be able to help you. And
That's
will.
what we're saying, listeners.
There's that networking.
So you know what? Some of your questions, call me, text me, email me. If I don't have the answer, we will find the answer.
Exactly. So
Definitely.
for those who are finding that, county health system, 211, and the hospitals that are open to the public that are nonprofit, they have what is called a charity fund. People need to start investigating that.
Yep.
And they will be covered because they meet the economic status. And that doesn't mean you have to be dirt poor.
So do you ever do like educational seminars or anything?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I just got finished doing
So
2
tell
of
me.
them. I don't have any on the calendar
Okay,
right
but
now.
tell me about them.
It's a simple. I am a virtual business. I don't leave to do my
Right.
work. Everybody meets with me virtually over Zoom or Google Meets. But I will put together Zoom educational webinars.
Perfect.
And I've done 2 specific to what to expect in 2026 and what are these federal poverty levels. And then I've got the other one that's going over what do we do if we need to find other resources besides traditional insurance.
So where can our listeners find you, ladies?
The easiest way is a text message to me.
And your number is?
321-247-8773. Just send me a text. Let me know what it is that you're asking, and I will respond. And I tell people all the time, if you're thinking at 11 o'clock at night and you want to send something, go ahead and send it. 2 o'clock in the morning doesn't matter. Won't interfere with me. If I'm awake, you might hear back from me. And if I'm not,
it depends.
You will get a response back, and then you'll get a link to my calendar, which, it's the best thing because no phone tag. Yeah. You go in and pick the date and time.
Got the Calendly?
Yep, I've got the Calendly.
I use that too now.
Yep. And you just go on there and you let me know, and I give you a phone call back because you told me what time.
All right, Ariel, what do you want to say to our listeners?
I would say on the life insurance side, since that's my interest, don't wait. It's something that everyone thinks they don't need, but if God forbid something happens, you don't want to have a case where you've seen the GoFundMe's online, right? So
I don't want my children to be stressed.
Right. It's a peace of mind. When you have insurance, it's really giving somebody a peace of mind. And I would also say on the health insurance side, don't try to do it alone. I know people can do it alone. Yeah. They go on the website, they pick a plan. But from what I've seen, when people come to me and they've picked a plan, it's not the best plan for them. Yeah, it's usually not. So we are your resources, and we don't charge, and we don't charge for our services. Yeah. So you may as well, make use of us.
So how can they find you?
They can find me, my phone number, 727-831-0320. And it's a similar process as Dana. I'll send them my Calendly link from there, and we can pick a time that works for us.
I'll put all the information in the show. Thank you for being with me
today.
Thank
you for having us.
Thank you so much.
And now it's time to hear from our wonderful partners, so don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers Radio.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Choosing the right chiropractor is an important choice to make. Located in Seminole, the Alexander Spine Center team is trained on the latest chiropractic treatments and technologies. At Alexander Spine Center, you'll find chiropractic and physical therapy care that is safe, effective, and a natural approach to pain and other health-related issues. Chiropractic unlocks your body's potential and natural healing process to ensure your life is a healthy life. We treat clients from the womb to the tomb. Call 727-397-3000 for a free consultation today, or visit our website at www.alexanderspinecenter.com.
They take good care of me twice a week, so check them out.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
We believe the power of the human body and mind can do amazing things, and that tapping into that power, not just tricking it with a temporary disguise, is possible. Superpatch technology uses a special pattern and vibrotactile technology to help you go from feeling blah to hurrah. Now, once the Superpatch is in contact with your skin, it triggers a neutral response in the brainstem that helps you tackle your daily problems head on. Whether you're struggling with pain, balance, stress, or focus, we have a solution that might be right for you. With Superpatch's 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Hi, this is Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers. I started using the Liberty Patch over 3 years ago. I used to be a tripper, but since wearing a Liberty Patch, I haven't tripped once. The Liberty Patch is proven to reduce the risk of falling by up to 8 times. And as we all know, if you prevent the fall, you prevent the call. Don't wait until it's too late. Preventative solutions are the answer.
Superpatch does not claim to diagnose, treat, or cure illness. Superpatch is FDA registered. To receive 25% off your first order, go to sticktoit.info. That's sticktoit.info and learn more.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
And we're back. So there was one last thing you wanted to say to our listeners.
Yes, for those that are 65 and older, it's important to understand that the agents, the Medicare agents, are under a very strict guideline of how we're allowed to communicate with you. You must make the first outreach. We're not allowed to do it. And even with the follow-up and the discussion about what your health issues are and what you're expecting, offer that information because we're very, very restricted on how we're allowed to have those conversations. Yeah. So it's on
Just
you.
Reach out.
And your people that care about you. They need to know who you're working with.
Definitely.
Let the agent know.
Definitely. Because the more information we can have, the easier it is for everybody. We're not making frantic decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks so much for being with me. Oh, so the Connecting Caregivers Conference, November 11th, 12th, and 13th is coming up. We have 17 speakers over 3 days. Now, I don't expect any of you to sit there for 3 days, because I'm running it and I can barely do it. But anyone who registers for the conference, within 30 days, you receive all the videos of the conference free of charge. You can watch whenever you want. You can share, because I know it's not easy for you guys. Sometimes they want to watch it at 2 o'clock in the morning. So whatever works for you, please do that. One more thing, go to my website, lindaburhans.com, and nominate somebody for the Connecting Caregivers prizes. So anyone can nominate a caregiver. It takes you like 1 minute, well, maybe 2 minutes to fill out the form. Every single person who is nominated receives a gift from me. And then once every quarter, we pick one master winner, and we just pick it randomly because you're all winners to us. And you get a gift basket with a bunch of gift cards for facials and massage and whatever kind of stuff we can give you. So glad you're here today. Look forward to seeing you next week. Remember, God loves you all the time, and have a delicious day.